Talk about winning it. What's it mean to you?
As you can tell, it means a lot, because I started thinking about it when I got 5 up through 14. I figured it's my time again, and I never thought it would happen again. Because in these things, you get old quick. It's 36-hole-day marathons. But I had a great caddy today. Michael Marvin kept me very calm out there pretty much all week. This was one of the first tournaments in my life I never got nervous. I was trying not to get down, but I couldn't get down because I kept losing the birdies on that back 9. And I know for the fans and everybody else, that was some excitement right there. I mean, we birdied every hole from 12 to 17. And I thought I was going to need one on 18, but he got the putter rolling, and mine left me for a long time, about 6 3-putts today. Luckily, a few were for par.
Only 17 people have won this twice, you being number 17. I mean, how's that?
That I had no idea. I had no idea. If you look at that trophy, there's so many great champions on it. And to have my name on there twice is just unbelievable. Because being 32 now, some of the best players at our club are 22, 23. And the kid sent me a text yesterday. It was the first time for everything, and I asked him what that meant. He said, a Little Mill guy winning the Philadelphia Am. And I had to give him a little history lesson. But, that's when you know you're getting old, when nobody knows you around the club. But it's such a long history event, and it's such a marathon. It's definitely the hardest tournament that I plan to win. The competition's unbelievable. And my number one goal this week was to get enough points to get exempt for the Philadelphia Open next year at Pine Valley. That was the one thing that was on my head. It was the reason I was choking out there. Because that is my favorite.
11-year hiatus, you know, you kind of got really established yourself as an amateur golfer in 2000 with that title win.
Right.
You take a run through the professional ranks, and you're back here in the winner's circle again, holding this trophy. How were you able to get back to this point?
It took me 2 years to get reinstated. After I played in the tour event, and then going back to the mini tours, it just wasn't the same. I didn't want to be 30 years old with no money in my bank account, still grinding it out, but there is some regrets out there. I mean, I have friends that are still doing it. But the 2 years that it took me to get my amateur status back, you can't plan anything. And then 2 years after that, from 2005 to 2007, I had a rough time breaking 75 in tournaments. It was really weird. You went from shooting under par all the time to getting nervous all the time. And finally, I'm starting to draw on my experience now with all these young kids. That was the only thing that got me through with these college kids all week. It was just staying calm and letting them get upset, putting the pressure on them the whole time.
Let's talk about the match a little bit. You're 5 up after 15, making every putt, beating up the par 5s. You said, you know, you already started thinking about it after that.
Right.
Then 16, you have a 3-putt to have the hole, or 15 you have the 3-putt to have the hole instead of win the hole with the birdie.
Right.
And then he wins 2. You know, he wins 16 and 18.
Right. It was quite a swing. It was very irritating. I absolutely destroyed the par 5 this week. I really have no idea how many under. I think I made about 6 eagles. But that 3-putt really started my day of a downturn, because then I missed the green on 16 right, and then 3-putt at 18 again, hitting that one in 2, which was 4 3-putts on the back 9 this morning. It was something I never do, and just all of a sudden I couldn't get the speed right. And then he comes out and birdies 1, and then I 3-putt again on 4, and 3-putt again on 6, and then finally we had to settle down things. We knew we had the par 5s. That stretch 7 through 12 is where I just really got hot all week, and then birdie at 7 and 8. And luckily I tied the hole with bogey. It was a ridiculous hole on 9. At 10 and 11 I was lost again. I just had no idea where I was. Then the par 5s came back, 12 and 15. Hit both with 4 irons. And those were huge swings, winning 15 and 16.
You know, so you hit 4 iron from how far in 15?
That was 225.
And where did it stop?
30 feet right of the hole.
And then you win 16 with, what'd you hit in there?
A gap wedge from 130 to about 3 feet. I almost missed it. We absolutely read the putt completely wrong. We thought it went right, and it didn't move at all. Luckily, it was one of the few putts all day. Had good speed.
We could just take a step back for a minute. After he evens it up with birdies on 13 and 14, mindset there, you're like, you know.
The problem was, after he birdied 14, for some reason the 15th tee shot has been in my head all week as just a really hard tee shot. And I've only hit one bad shot. But then he blistered one right down the middle. And my whole objective there was just hit it solid and close my eyes, and I actually hit a bomb. Perfect. Then he missed the green, I hit the green. That was probably the big swing hole. I figured he was going to go birdie on 17 and 18. I figured if I just birdie one, I could end it. Luckily, I didn't have to. But when you let somebody get back in a match like that, this always happens. They end up getting hot, and then you don't. And the momentum. Golf is all about momentum. And when you don't have it, it's tough.
Was that a stretch, though, where the experience factor kicked in with all the tournaments you've played in, your professional career, as brief as it was?
Definitely. I've been in that position so many times where I've had big leads and blown them. And I told my caddy coming down 17 that I'm getting really, really tired of having a lead and watching somebody else give a speech. It just happened in the New Jersey Amateur. Came in third net, making a double bogey on the 15th hole. And I had to watch a guy give a speech there, David Sanders. And I was not going to let that happen again. Luckily, I hit it in play on both holes. The drive on 18 was really crucial. It's a tough driving hole. It's totally blind. Finding that fairway was gigantic. And I told my caddy if we hit the green on 18, we'd reward ourselves to the ride up the tram. But didn't know I missed the green. Too bad.
What's the most satisfying part of this whole experience? Coming back to amateur golf and finding
coming back to the
there.
Philadelphia area is so much fun. There's so many great tournaments, and just going back to Little Mill, you know, you really remember a lot of stuff, a lot of memories from high school, and it's fun talking with the young kids. I try to mentor them, but they were like me at 22, just a knucklehead, and they don't listen. But looking back on this one, I'll be looking back on this one for a long time. I never thought this would happen again. For some reason, I've had an incredible year this year for some reason. I have no idea. But I know if I would have not won this, my buddy who got married today, the wedding I missed, would have never forgiven me for missing that wedding. Because my daughter's in the wedding and really missed a lot. But he'll understand this is well worth missing it. Because this is definitely my favorite tournament.
You played professionally how long?
I give it a year and a half. New England Tour. I played in one tour event.
Which tour event?
It was the SCI Classic in Philadelphia.
Okay.
It's now the 84 Lumber, I think.
Right. Was that 1 and 02?
That was 02. I got $4,000 from TaylorMade for using a driver and a putter. And I played with Jeff Braho and Brad Larden, who were so good, it was ridiculous, and they can't even make it out there. Then I went back to the New England Open the next week and shot about 7 under and made probably $750. And it's just hard to... And then I got paired with Alex Chayka in Q School, who was just a world beater, and he can barely make it out there. It's a totally different level.
So you were 01 and 02?
02, 03.
Okay.